Today's episode could be a case of deja vu as we face the same team as we played last Saturday, but this time in the FA Cup. Hello and welcome to episode 51 of From the Bottom to the Top, as we try and take a National League South side, in this case Weymouth, from the bottom all the way up to the top. And this is our journey. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you, as mentioned in the preamble, we have two games. Boston United come visiting for a second Saturday in a row, this time though in the FA Cup, which means we need to get past them to get to the third round, which we have done for the last 2 seasons, I think it is. So 3 seasons in a row would be rather splendid, and it also potentially means some more money into the old coffers, which we may need if we get promoted this season. And then we have Scunthorpe United, or we travel to Scunthorpe United for our second game of the episode. It's Vanarama National League Match Day 21, and having touched the top of the table in the last episode, we definitely want to stay there. That's the plan, at least. We haven't played any games since you were last with us, because we played that Guiseley 3-2 win and the 3-0 win against Boston United by virtue of Halifax Town not having a good day. Took us to the top of the table. Halifax Town, of course, they played Scunthorpe, who we played today in our second game of the episode, and drew 1-1. So we have sailed ourselves to the top of the table. We will come to that in just a moment. But just to say, if you do enjoy today's episode, leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think of the series. Let me know what you'd like to see me do in the future. And just any other general comments as well would be rather helpful. And you can also follow me on the channel on X at JustOffsideFM. Right, let's get into it. As I said, we hit the high point of the season so far by hitting the top of the table in the last episode. 2-point gap now over Halifax Town, who are losing a little bit of form if you look at the form side of things here. 1-2, drawn 2, lost 1 of their last 5. So they won't be too happy about that. And we've got a nice gap, having Chester sort of like pulling on our coattails for a long while, and we managed to now get an 8-point gap up over them, and we want to increase this gap over Halifax Town if we can today. Last round of matches that were played, we didn't see them. Scunthorpe playing again. This time they lost to our bottom of the table, Aldershot Town. Well, not quite bottom of the table, but they were near the bottom of the table. Been on the bottom for quite a while actually, and they've pulled themselves clear, hitting a bit of form just at the right time. And Yeovil Town beating Guiseley by 2-0. Yeovil moving up to 12th place. So that's how it is. Today's fixtures. In fact, there is a round of fixtures on Saturday. When are we playing? We're playing on Tuesday. So there's a round of fixtures that go before. Doesn't look like Chester play. So we'll see what happens to them. And the other, I was looking for Halifax Town. Halifax Town play Eastleigh on the same day as us. That's on Tuesday. That's because obviously the FA Cup matches on Saturday that we will be in are being played. Right, I don't think there's a great deal else to tell you. Nothing happened in the medical centre. All is clear with that. So it does mean that we get on with today's episode. As I said to you previously, in the last 2 seasons, we've got through to the third round, knocked out by Cardiff 4-1 2 seasons ago. Last season, knocked out by Brighton 4-1. Can we get through to the third round this season? And 2, can we avoid losing 4-1? It depends on whether we get a big side or not. But both cases, we've brought in some money, which is the object of the exercise. Right, we've played Boston once, as we know, beat them 3-0 that last game last Saturday. James Jones on 17 minutes, Amika Peters on 37 and a penalty on 48, giving us the win. So we have only played that one game against them. Team news, there's no team news from Boston. We only have the one player that can't be used because of he's here on trial. Apart from that, it's looking like we've got full quotas on both teams. So without any messing about anymore, let's go and have a look at the team that will face Boston United in this FA Cup second round. And here is the side that faces Boston United in this Emirates FA Cup second round. Roan in goal, Linton, Blythe, Armitage and Prescott making our defensive line. Bolton, Solanke and Gaspar in midfield. Nzingo is behind Peters and Jones up front. Bradhouse, Garante, Holman, Candlish, Brearley, Morris, Abdul Malik, Wareham and Cooper make up the bench. And here we are back at the Bob Lucas and want to continue our winning run. We need one more win, actually, to get more than what we've have on previous seasons. They're playing a 4-4-2 again today. Prescott with a throw-in inside the second minute. Nzingo gives that ball away, though, and that ball launched forward. And they have an attack on Plange, Quigley, Musa, and could be a different kettle of fish, but Prescott gets a foot in. Can't stop it any more than that. It's crossed in deep, and they've scored. They couldn't score in the last game, but they've scored inside 2 minutes in this one. Quigley getting his head on the ball, and Boston take a lead. Some minutes on the clock now. Lim with a throw-in. Won that ball. Nzingo winning that ball back. Bolton. Bolton finds Gaspar. Gaspar to James Jones. James Jones round his man. He's been fouled. Gaspar. Referee. And oh, no, he's not injured, is he? Prescott into the area. Linton. Bolton. Back to Linton. Cross deep. Gaspar puts it away. We've equalised. First goal of the season for Gaspar, but Jones is down on that far side, which isn't good news. Linton cutting it back for Bolton. Back to Linton. Linton crosses it in. Gaspar heading it across the goalkeeper. They have a throw-in in this corner. Dangerous, but Roan comes out and collects. 15, nearly 16 minutes on the clock. And there doesn't seem to be any lasting damage to Jones. Solanke. Blythe to Gaspar. Gaspar. Nzingo, referee getting in the way. Nzingo through to Jones. There he is. Nzingo has a pot. Linton with a throw-in. 21 on the clock. Nzingo. Solanke. Linton. Cuts it inside for Nzingo. Nzingo creates a lot. And Peters puts it away. 12th goal of the season. And we take a 2-1 lead after 22 minutes. That's a bit more like it. Linton into space for Nzingo. Nzingo holding the ball up. Finds Peters at the near post. And he tucks it away. Free kick now. Nzingo with a free kick deep. Wickens is going to get there. 25 on the clock. And he's launched one. Prescott under that, but heads it straight to Musa. Oh, Solanke cuts it out, but Wilson is on the overlap. Into the area, Musa now. And it's 2-2. It's not going to be as straightforward as the last game. I can tell. Armitage had his back to him, really. What that was all about. Wilson with a throw-in on that far side. They're causing us all sorts of problems this time. I'm not sure what we're doing differently. And that one, the poor ball, Armitage, Bolton, Peters. Peters has Solanke there, but Solanke's not seen Dallow come up on his outside. And it's wire one by, I'm not sure if it was Blythe or Bolton, but somebody won that ball. Armitage, Gasper, through to Jones, but Jones can't get on the end of it. And Wickens will launch one again. Caught us out last time. Armitage. And Zingo heads it down to Bolton. Bolton finds Solanke. Gaspar through to Jones. Jones is tackled, loses the ball. Oh, we're outnumbered here. We're outnumbered, and they could be in again. Cut it off. And so they take a 3-2 lead. Topsy-turvy game, this one. Couldn't put anything away last time. Quigley getting his second. 44 minutes on the clock. We've given the ball away again. Oh, dear, we are in a terrible state today. Solanke winning that ball back, though. Through to Jones. Jones and then Zingo. We've changed formation slightly. Through to Jones. Jones puts it away, brings it down. And his 9th goal of the season. It's 3-3. This is going to be one big scoring game. Once we get back into it, we need to stay in it, as opposed to keep giving them the opportunities to get back in. Not quite sure what we're doing in Zingo. Lovely ball, brought down by Jones. I think he headed that down, actually. Cushion header, and Jones puts it away. And half-time comes, and, annoying game. That game, Musa, I think we'd need to have a look at him at half-time and sort him out. But Quigley getting 2. Mazua supplying him on both. And Mazua getting the other one. Gasper, Peters and Jones, the scorers for us. 7 shots then, 3 on target, 1.18, 60% of the possession. They've had 4 shots, 3 on target, 1.57 and 40% of the possession. Yeah. And we're making one change at half time. That change, we've taken off Alfie Prescott on a 6.2. He's not really in it, and he's been booked. We've brought on Jack Holman. Lim with a throw in on that far side. Quigley deep, looking for Musa. Musa's off the woodwork, and it's not gone out. And we've kept it in, but it's out for a throw now by Quigley. Musa on this ball, it's crossed in. Rome gets his hands to it this time. And looked like danger again ensuing. Highlights continuing. Rome throws that out to Linton. Linton comes forward. Linton keeps hold of the ball. Peters, who's playing wide at the moment. Bolton. Gaspar. Jones. Jones to Linton. Linton. What's he going to do? Linton. 67 on the clock. Crosses this deep. Oh, just over the top from Jones. I'll see a replay of it. Linton holding the ball up nicely. Pulls it back. But Jones just couldn't get it down. And with 67 minutes on the clock, making a change, our second change. I can make 5 today. So we're here. This one more of a tactical change. Elliot Bolton has come off, and we've put Abdul Malik out on the right, and Nzingo moves into that position behind Jones up front. I'm thinking, actually, if we set him as a shadow striker, he can push through as we go looking for this winning goal. Lim with a throw in on that far side. Good win. Back to Cousin Dawson. Lim. Diallo. It's blocked by Solanke, but doesn't come away with the ball. This one over the top. We've headed it forward. Abdul Malik. We're on a break here. Jones too far in front. And Peters. What's he going to do? Pulls it back for Gaspar. Misses completely. Perfectly pulled back by Peters. Gaspar couldn't put it on target. And with 81 minutes on the clock, we're making a two more changes. We have taken off Josiah Linton, and Kevin Candlish comes on for him. The other change that we have made is we have taken off Tom Solanke and brought on Ethan Briley. Roan with the goal kick. 87 on the clock now. Candlish finds Peters. Peters to Nzingo. Nzingo over the top to Abdul Malik. Try to curl his come back with the woodwork. It's not cleared yet. Musa, no. And they're going to be on a counter here. Rarely. 5 minutes of injury time. It's not on target. And it's going to be a trip back to their place. A 3-3 draw as we go for a replay. If we want to get through to the third round. That wasn't what I was expecting. We haven't lost, but we haven't won as well. And definitely Quigley and Musa giving us all sorts of trouble in that first half hour. Managed to stop them after that, but we just weren't good enough really on the day as it was. We had 17 shots, only 4 of which were on target. We should have hit the target more often. 2.57, 62% of the possession. It was all there for the taking. I mean, they had 20 minutes of the whole game. They had 6 shots, of which 4 of them were on target, 1.68, and they punished us. 38% of the possession. We need to be better in the replay. Not the scoreline that we expected at all. A 3-3 draw then in that one, and well, it wasn't to be. And we're going to have to pick ourselves up because we have a game fairly quickly against Scunthorpe. And then next Saturday, we play an FA Trophy third round against Eastbourne Borough. And then it's the return second round replay against Boston United away at the Community Stadium in Boston. We'll be featuring that in the next episode. It was going to be Eastbourne Borough and Eastleigh, of course. Now it's going to be Eastbourne Borough and Boston United. So we'll be coming back for that. Right, without any more to do, a quick update on what's been happening. Games have been played in the National League. Hartlepool have played Southend, lost 3-1. Altrincham 1, Rochdale 0. Chester 3, Gateshead 1. Colchester 3, Barnet 1. Fylde 4, Aldershot Town 2. And York City 1, Torquay 1. Means the table looks a bit like this. Chester getting that win against Gateshead are in third on 42, 5 points behind us at the moment. And Halifax Town still have to play as well. We don't want to lose the top spot if we can help it. Oldham Athletic, they didn't play today, but they've played 21 games. So they've played a game more at the moment. York City are 6th on 35. Hartlepool 7th on 33. Gateshead, Aldershot Town, Chelmsford and Guiseley in that bottom drop zone. But as I said, there's about 4 or 5 teams in there that are in the mix. Right, with that all said and done, we will come back just ahead of the game against Scunthorpe. It's just 3 days away, and we need to play better than we have done against Boston today. Well, what I'd completely forgotten was even though we didn't progress in the FA Cup by having to go to a replay, there is a third round draw, and this is it. And here we are for the FA Cup third round draw. And, well, Stuart Pearce is the ceremony host. A number of teams still to play out, of course, with replays. In fact, there are 5 replays to be had. But the big boys come in. So let's have a look and see what the motivation is to get through to the third round for the third season in a row, and who the opposition will be if we do as such. Wigan first out then. They will play Oxford United. Aston Villa will play Southampton. Huddersfield will play Fleetwood. Peterborough will play Plymouth. Barnsley will play Swansea. Nottingham Forest will play Leeds United. Hull City will play Luton Town. Sheffield United will play Yeovil Town. Good tie for Yeovil. Watford will play Middlesbrough. Manchester City will play Brentford, an all Premier League tie. Burton Albion will play Ipswich Town. Coventry City will play Manchester United, a good draw for Coventry. Milton Keynes Dons will play Arsenal, good draw for them as well. Chelsea, they are at home to Burnley. Bournemouth will play Portsmouth. Oh, a South Coast derby there. Fulham will play Newcastle. Wolves will play Halifax Town, knocking out Preston North End in the last round. Everton will play West Ham, on our other save, of course. An all Premier League tie again. Wickham will play Brighton. No third round tie against Brighton again this year then. Sunderland will play Oldham Athletic. Worthing or Telford United will play Norwich. Tamworth or Charlton will play Bolton or Sheffield Wednesday. Bradford City, promoted last season, of course, in League Two, will play Walsall, also of League Two, I believe. Yeah. Dagenham and Redbridge will play Queen's Park Rangers. Good draw for Dagenham and Redbridge. Would have probably preferred it the other way round. Liverpool will play Crystal Palace. No trip to Anfield. Wrexham will play Bristol City. Blackburn will play Derby County. Stoke will play West Brom. Tottenham will play Blackpool or Forest Green, a really good tie for them, at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Leicester will play, we've got Leicester. Good draw. It's a money spinner. Won't get any further, but it is a money spinner. St Albans City will play Bromley. Birmingham will play Cardiff. And that is the draw for the third round of the FA Cup. We have drawn Leicester City at the King Power Stadium. And I don't think it will show up in the schedule at the moment, because obviously we need to get past the replay. But I'll hand you back to Mark, and we'll have a look at it. And it means that the match, if we do get past Boston United in the replay, it does mean that the Rochdale game will get moved. We'll obviously not know at this point in time which way it will get moved. I'm suspecting it will get moved possibly this way, because we're already playing Aldershot on the 28th, which is a Monday. Only a day in between those two games, of course, playing Saturday, Boxing Day, and again on the 28th. I'm not quite sure why that's worked out as it is, but it has. So it's going to be a bit of a tight affair there. So that's where it will fall. If it falls, it's going to be sort of midweek between the FA Cup and Halifax Town, I'm guessing. So we'll see how those the episodes fall out when we get a bit closer. We've got to get past Boston United first, basically. Right, we're nearly there. We're down to the day before match day. A couple more clicks and we will be through to match day. A match against Scunthorpe. We don't have any real team news. Everybody's got a full fettle. We've played them twice, beaten them twice, 3-1 on both occasions. But as I've said before, we need to play a lot better than we did against Boston United in the FA Cup if we are to get another win today. Just a couple of other bits of news ahead of the game against Scunthorpe in this Vanarama National League Match Day 21. Mika Peters has claimed the Young Player of the Month. He made 3 appearances, scored 3 goals, 1 assist and a 7.60. He was better than Onamaki and Rodriguez Gentil from Filed. So he's done well, and I have won Manager of the Month. 4 matches, 100% win ratio, beating Jamie Patterson in Filed, and he's obviously taken over there. Jamie Patterson doing very, very well. And Matt Godden from Bromley. So that's how that is. Let's have a look at the team news. And here is the team that faces Scunthorpe in this Vanarama National League Match Day 21. Roan is in goal. Candlish, Grante, Ransom and Holman are defensive line. Gasper, Brierley and Bolton make us midfield. Abdul Malik and Wareham are wide today. Sat behind James Jones up front. On the bench we have Blythe, Prescott, Morris and then Zingo and Mika Peters. And here we are. And they have lost 2 and drawn 1. Playing a 4-2-3-1 today. We're playing our usual formation. That draw against Boston on there. Scunthorpe are 5th on 35. We are top on 47. Halifax Town also playing today, of course. Just 1 minute on the clock. And they have a throw-in. I have to remember that we're not playing in claret and blue today. Ball launched forward, but it's gone to Dugmore. And Scales out here. He's crossed this ball in, and it's brought down by... oh, an own goal by Bolton. Right, okay. He passed that back to Roan and Roan just let it go past him. And we go a goal down on 2 minutes. What a complete mess up. Ransom heads it back to Bolton. Bolton passes it back to Roan and Roan does nothing, just lets it in the back of the net. Roan then to Holman. 14 minutes on the clock now. Ransom. Garante finds Gasper. Gasper has a poor ball. And it's going to be a comedy of errors again today. Deary me. Oh, just wide from Moulders. We have a free kick. 21 on the clock now. Brierley over the ball. Oh, it's come back off the woodwork. And half-time comes. And that mistake... on 2 minutes by Elliot Bolton has put us on the back foot. 7 shots, 2 on target, 56% of the possession for Scunthorpe. We've had 4 shots, nothing on target, 0.19 on the old XG and 44% of the possession. We need to be a heck of a lot better in the second half and not make silly mistakes if we're to pull this one back from the brink. 47 on the clock now. And Scunthorpe with the ball again. Dugmore. Cut out, though, by Ransom. That's a bit more like it. Jones, a bit of desire. Wareham. And pulls a save out of the goalkeeper. Munro keeping Wareham out. A corner on that far side. Canlish to take it. Can we get something? We haven't scored from a corner just recently. And today's no exception. Brierley has left that ball. Why? Ransom showed a bit of urgency there. Nice ball through for Wareham. Wareham hit it first time. And Munro making the save. And with 73 minutes on the clock, we're making all 3 changes in one go. Bit desperate, I know. And we do have an injury to Candlish. So hopefully that won't be anything too bad. He was quite low down, but he has pulled back a little bit. So we're hoping that he can ride that one out. And doesn't incur an even bigger injury. But as it is, we've made the changes. Luigi Gasper has come off. He was tiring. Replaced him with Bryn Morris. Bryn Morris going into that defensive midfielder role. Bolton and Brierley are there. We may move them forward a little bit in a minute. See if we can just change it up a little bit. The other change that we've made is we've taken off Jaden Wareham. Again, a poor day. A very poor day for Jaden Wareham. I really do think we will try and move him on in the summer. He's not really hit the heights that we had hoped. That is for sure. So we might look to move him on in the summer, or even in January if somebody wants him. Move him on, and he's out of here. And Peters comes in to replace him, trying to rest Peters today, but Wareham not playing ball, and that's the change there. And the other change that we brought, because we know that Nzingo can change the games on a whatever. But Abdul Malik comes off. He's not had a brilliant day, and we've taken him off. So a tactical change there. I'm thinking we'll move these players forward, try and play them a bit more attacking, especially if we want an attacking role. Support. Rarely. He's better as a Mazzala on support. Right, that's the changes made then. Let's go and see if we can get this goal back and avoid defeat. Candlish on this near side. 79 on the clock now. Bolton back to Candlish. Candlish into the area. It's Morris hitting it from distance off the woodwork. It's going to be one of those days, I think, when nothing's going to go for us. Candlish into the area. Peters tried to have a shot. Couldn't get it away. It was defended. Candlish again on this near side. 87 on the clock now. Bolton. Oh, and Candlish not having control of that ball. Dugmore fires one long. Ransom brings it down, but Ruff picks it up. Braley gets a foot in, but he's not giving it to anybody. And they hold on to the ball. Morris getting to that ball, and Braley not there again. Definitely not been firing on all cylinders today. And that ball going through to Roan. Roan out of his area now. Candlish, a final chance to attack. Through to Peters. Peters is in the area. Peters, he's put it wide. Dearie me. And it's probably the last chance we'll get. Gone begging. Just puts it wide. Roan with a goal kick. Candlish picking it up. Nobody else wanted to. I don't know quite sure what's going on. Garante to Bolton. Bolton. We might have one more chance. Holman back to Ransom. 3 minutes of added time. We're in the second minute of those three. Morris is going to be a late do, but no. Gent cuts that out. Munro. Still possible. Bolton gives the ball away. He's had a poor day today. Morris tidying up. We're still looking for this. We're in the third minute now. Morris, Bolton finds Nzingo. Nzingo fires it forward, but nobody there. Holman has picked it up, though. Crosses it in. Nzingo! Oh, he saved the day. We brought him on. Super sub. And you can expect, or at least stand a chance with Nzingo on the pitch, to pull something out of the bag. And he's done it again, right at the death. Goodness me, it fell and he put it away. Well, a late show from Gloria Nzingo. Saved the day. Elliot Bolton, an own goal after 2 minutes, and what a poor goal. I haven't seen one like that before, and it was poor. Very poor. We've had 10 shots, 2 on target, 1.40. Goodness me, we should have had this. 50% of the possession, 8 shots, 2 on target, 0.53 and 50% of the possession for Scunthorpe. They were in it early doors, especially most of that first half. We really weren't in it at all. Got back into it, then give it up to Scunthorpe again, and it wasn't until we did those changes probably that we actually managed to get a foothold back into the game, and threw everything down the kitchen sink at them. And well, what can we say? Nzingo pulls it out of the bag again. And we've managed to do. The question is what's Halifax Town done? And are we still top of table? Well, the news is that Candlish had picked up a pulled groin, and will be out for 3 to 6 days. So we'll miss him for the next game against Eastbourne Borough, but that's not a major issue, I don't think. So we'll leave him to the physio, 3 to 6 days. And that is how it is. We are still top of the National League. And by virtue of Eastleigh beating Halifax Town 2-1. Halifax Town were losing 1-0, 24 minutes. Managed to get an equaliser after 87 minutes, but it was Clark a minute into added time at the end. Didn't leave it as late as we did. That gave Eastleigh the win, which means that Halifax Town lose for just the second time this season. Eastleigh and Chester, the two teams that have beaten them, which means that we do, by some form of miracle, extend our lead at the top. And I'll tell you what, it's been a poor episode. We've not performed to our natural standards. Is this a turn of events, or is it just a little blip? We will find out in due course, but it does mean that our lead at the top has opened to 3 points over Halifax Town, which is good, and a little bit of better goal difference, but we need that gap to be a bit more. I'd like it to be at least 6 points as we go into these final final games, not final games. We've still got a fair way to go. 46 games, 15 games still to play in the competition this season. So as we can start to open a bit of a gap up there at the top, would be rather splendid. We're 15 points clear of Dagenham and Redbridge, who are on 33, just outside of the playoff places. So as it stands at the end of the episode, we are top on 48, Halifax second on 45, Chester are third on 42, Oldham Athletic are fourth on 38, Scunthorpe fifth on 36, York sixth on 35, Hartlepool are seventh on 33, and it's Gateshead, Aldershot, Chelmsford and Guiseley in that drop zone at the moment, with Southend, Rochdale and Torquay, I would suggest, and possibly Altrincham and Barnet and Colchester. You could go on, couldn't you? But certainly those three just outside are within touching distance of Gateshead, so they need to make sure they keep going. That's how it is. That's how the episode ends. We're going to be coming straight back. Eastbourne Borough and Boston United. It's an FA Cup second round replay with a chance to meet Leicester at the King Power Stadium. If we can get past Boston United, it's going to be a big money day if we can do it. Join me and find out whether we can or not. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button. That keeps you up to date with all future episodes of Bottom to the Top and our other series irons in the fire as they are released. And new episodes of Bottom to the Top released every Tuesday and Friday at 4:15 p.m. And the best way of keeping up to date with what's happening on the channel as a whole is to follow me on X at JustOffsideFM. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. It's going to be episode 52. It's out on Tuesday. Have yourselves a great weekend, and hopefully we can head forth in the FA Cup as well as the FA Trophy in the next episode. Till then, bye-bye.